morning, y'all. I have something I want to share with you this morning. I want you to look at what I've got. Look, y'all know what these are? I'm sure you do. Figs. Figs. I've got this sack of figs plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sacks. I have a friend that she and her husband asked me if I wanted any figs. I said, yes, I would love to have some figs. And I told her, I said, I'll be there at 10:20 and pick them on Saturday. She said, okay. Well, when I got there, she and her husband, Dennis, had already picked them for me. I cannot believe it. I had on my long sleeve shirt because figs, sometimes the leaf will make your skin itch. And so anyway, figs grow on a bush. Let me show you one. Let me find one with a stem so you can see it, how it does. They grow on a fig tree is what it is, and they can live to be really old fig trees. And there's a fig, and I've got a knife here, and I'm gonna cut it in two so you can see what it looks like. They're real tender. There's a tender fruit. That's what it looks like on the inside. And you don't peel them or anything, you just eat them. They're real sweet. So, here's what I'm fixing to do. I'm going to take these figs and you cut the stem off, but you don't cut deep into it. You just barely cut it off like that. Just barely cut it off. See, I didn't get any. You see that? I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to put them in a boiler. And I'm going to pour sugar over it. And you can pour as much sugar as you need, but you don't want to put too much. I'm going to let them sit out all night with a top on the boiler. You put the sugar over it. Just plain old white sugar. Maybe if it was a boiler full like this, you might put 2 or 3 cups of sugar on it. Let it sit all night with the top on it. The next morning, that sugar has melted. The figs have turned a little softer. So you put it on your eye of your stove and cook it a while. And I'll see if I can let y'all look at it. But I just wanted to share a fig and share what it looks like on the inside. And how good that they are. You make fig tarts or fig preserves, fig cakes. There's just all kind of things you can do. You could make, instead of banana nut bread, you can make fig nut bread. I mean, it's endless. Anyway, I took my camera over there, my phone. I said, oh no, I said, you've already picked them. They said, yes, we picked them early this morning. I said, I want to get a picture of us picking them so the people could see what a fig tree looked like. But that didn't happen. Okay, I'll be back when I start doing something with these things. Okay, y'all, I've got all the stems picked off or cut off of this many figs. I'm going to go over here and get me some sugar in this, and we're going to pour it over it. And then I'm going to put a top on it. Y'all can't see my sugar bowl, can you? There you go. Let's see if you can see it there. Yep. There it is. Let me move this. That's a gift I got today. All right, so I'm going to do 2 cups of sugar over that. Now, if you see a recipe for fig preserves, that's what I'm making, fig preserves. If you see a recipe for it, it's going to call for more sugar than what I'm putting on. I do not want mine real sweet. I do not want them like that. So I'm going to put 2 cups, and that's going to be it. Okay? So what you do is this. You take your figs. You cut this little stem thing off of it. Now remember not to cut deep. Just barely cut it off. And then take your sugar, which I'm taking 2 cups, on mine, and I'm going to gently pour it over the top. Kind of try to get in the crevices. So some of it will go down in there deep. Like this. Now I'm not going to do another thing to it today. You're supposed to let it just sit in that sugar. This is a plenty sugar for this big pot. All right. Don't stir it or do anything to it. Take your top. Let me wipe this top off. It's got some water on it. I did not wash my figs. And I'll put the top on it like that. All I did was take the fig, barely cut off the little stem like that. See, I didn't cut way down in it. That way it'll stay, your fig will stay kind of whole. I don't know anybody that washes their figs. Now you may, but it's going to be soupy. In other words, the water sticks to these figs, and so I don't wash mine. My mother didn't wash them. My grandmother didn't wash them. When I go out to a fig tree and eat figs, I pick it off the tree and I eat it right there. I do not wash them. And at my Aunt Hattie B's house, when I wanted an apple, I just went out to the tree and picked it, and I ate it right there. I ain't come in and wash it. So anyway, I'm going to let these just sit out over here on the cabinet. And in the morning when I get up, I'm going to turn them on, and there'll be juice in the bottom from that sugar. I'm going to turn them on and let that sugar melt and cook them for a good little while. Like a good little while, probably, I don't know exactly how long. Maybe an hour or something. Maybe an hour and a half. But they're going to get real hot, and that sugar is going to kind of turn to a thick syrup. And then you got your preserves. And if there is a germ on it, which I don't suspect there is, but my body is a good fighter, I know that, then that cooking, it'll kill it. So that's how I'm doing my fig preserve. I'm just going to sit them back over here, out of the way. Put my top back on my counter. And that's it. All right, now I'm going to think of what else I want to do with my figs. But that's all it is to that. In the morning, I'll show you how to jar them up, cook them, okay? Okay, while those figs right here are going to sit all night, look at this, the sugar's already melted on it. Hadn't been in there but a little while. And I'm going to cook those up tomorrow. I went ahead, and what I did is I had to wash these figs. They needed washing, so I cut all the stems off of it. I'm going to cook them in this dish pan in the oven right now. I'm going to cook them on 350 until they get real soft. Oh, they're already soft, but softer. And I'm going to mash them up. I'm going to put sugar in them and recook them a little bit, but I'm not going to put the sugar in right now. And I'm going to freeze these in bags for fried apple fig pies or fried fig pies. And I'm going to be making fig bread, and there's a fig cake recipe too that I'm gonna look up. So I'm fixed to cover this with foil and put it in my oven right now. I'm gonna cook these figs and freeze them. Okay, y'all, the figs are still boiling, and I want you to see what's going on. All right, now we're gonna pull this light over really close to where what we're doing here, so you can see down in there. All right, remember, all that juice right there is not from water. That is the fig juice and that sugar that we put in it. And what I'm doing, I've got it turned to 5 right now on my stove. And you want to get it so the juice is thick. You see how thin it is right now? It hadn't candied up. We've got to cook this down to make our fig preserves. So it's just going to take time. They've already been cooking about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm going to keep doing and seeing how the juice is doing. And that's going to let me know what's going on. I got to cook them down so they candy up a little bit. Okay? Maybe we need to turn them up just a little bit so that they cook a little faster. All right. Oh, yes, I meant to tell you. When you're cooking, you only keep the top on it just till it starts boiling. Then you take the top off so that it can cook down. Okay, y'all, our figs are ready. Look at me. My eyes are just watering this morning. What kind of pollen is out here, y'all? Anyway, our figs are ready to can up. Our preserves are ready. So what I've done is right here, you have to boil your flats like that because you're getting that rubber hot. I just let mine keep boiling while I'm working. You've got to have clean jars. And I've got a variety of jars right here, and they are clean. All right, so here we go. I've got one of these little doodads. I've had it for years, and it's so that the rim of your jar won't get nasty with juice. All right, so here we go. I put this in my jar like that. Can y'all see? Now, you need to come look at this first. This is how I know they're ready. They are dark. The juice is thick. They've changed colors, and they're ready. They are fig preserves. All right, now then, all I'm going to do is to get a ladle. I'm going to dip it in there, get juice and preserves, put them in my jar. Try to put them in my jar. Get down there, boy. There we go. I need a few more. You want to get it almost up to the, not the very top, but that rim part. And you need just a few more. Like that. Take this off. Wipe the rim of your jar with a clean rag. I need to move these where y'all can see. I'll move them to the back. Let's see, I'll turn that off and this off. That might help some. All right, so wipe the rim of your jar with your clean rag. Get your one flat out, not two, but just one at a time. You want them to stay hot. Dry it off real quickly. Put it on there, and then put your ring on there. And when you do your ring, don't tighten it real tight, just like a regular tight. This one's crooked. Get another one. There we go. Just tighten it just like that. And put it to the side. All right, let's do another one. And you leave this cooking while you're doing it because you want it hot. You do not want it room temperature. Few more. I think that's got it. All right. Then you can put some juice in it if it, let me show you. If it didn't come up over your figs. There you go. I'll mash it down just a little bit. All right, wipe the rim off. Get your flat back there. It's boiling. Dry it off a little bit. Put it on there. Get your ring and put it on. And you're supposed to set these in a non-draft place. Let's do one more. I got to find me another ring. That one seemed like he was crooked. He didn't want to work right. some right here. All right. Now then, where was I? Right there where I was. You know, this boiler yesterday was to the top with figs. Do y'all remember that? And I let it sit all night. Well, now it's what I call cooked down. Now these are going to be so good on a biscuit or a pancake top. That syrup in there, that fig syrup that you see in there, it is delicious. So if you have some syrup left, once you've canned all your figs, go ahead and there we go. Got a little bitty jar right here. Some people go ahead and do these up for Christmas gifts. Alright, this is going to be my last jar. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay. Move that out of the way. Move this out of the way for a minute. Get our last little flat. Excuse me, y'all. I had to turn you off a second. I had a coughing spell. Put that on. Put your ring on. Is this crooked one? No. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, now then I'm going to scoot these back over here out of the way into a spot that has no draft on it. You don't want them to cool quickly. You want them to cool slowly. Now then, this is something I want to show you. Let me get this out of the way. My cookware. Once you've done this, I want you to notice something. You see how that goes up and down? That's a sign it's not sealed yet. But after a while, those things will, see, that one's not sealed, that one's not, and that one's not. But after a while, when I sit it out like this, that when you go up and down on it, it won't go up and down. That's because it's sealed, and it'll last for years in there. Now, here's what I'm going to do with what I didn't use. I'm just going to simply get out a mold. I don't think that was big enough. Let me get another one. Let me get this one over here. I think this one is a little bigger. And I am going to save this for the refrigerator. In other words, I'm going to use it first. If you have a jar that doesn't seal, just put it in the refrigerator, use it first, and save the other part. All right, I'm going to put these out in my little bowl here, the juice and all. Y'all, I've got the allergies today. I'm telling you, I don't know what in the world I'm allergic to, but it's something. I put on a little bit of makeup this morning. About the time I got it all on, it came all off because I kept blowing my nose. All right, here we go. I'm going to put the juice in there too. Now look at this. I'm going to taste one. Maybe that'll make my nose quit running, huh? All right, let me show you how pretty they are. They look good to me. They really do look good. They are a totally different color from when we started yesterday. The pot was full yesterday. And we put our sugar on top of it, let it sit all night, and now we've fixed them up. And that's a fig that's kind of candied a little bit. It'll be good. It's a cotton fig. These are delicious. You know what? My Uncle Pickens, he used to fix him a piece of toast, and he would only eat one fig on that piece of toast. He'd cut it in 4 pieces and put one on each side. I don't do that. I put a bunch on mine. I'm going to let these sit out room temperature today because somebody might want to eat them. I'm not going to put them in the refrigerator right now. I like them warm like this. Sometimes when I get fig preserves out, I'll put them in a little boiler and just heat them up real slow and put them on top of pancakes. So they're really good like that too. So if you've got a fig tree, make you some preserves. It is a process, I'm telling you that. You don't have to have a lot of jars. I mean, you can take a jar like this that you saved from pimento cheese, from pimentos or something. I've done this before. And that little old ring in there that's rubber. And I heat it up, and seal it with that, and it does good too. So, for preserves and jellies and stuff. All right, well, I hope y'all have a great day. And I've got on another new apron today. It's a cute one. Oh, my goodness. I hope my allergies go away. And I did take an allergy pill last night, but I don't know if it helped too much, but that's okay. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Bye-bye.